That brings us to the continued adventures of the newly franchised Naturals.
Of course it does. Just as they're getting good, everything's going well.
October 26th Impact, they do lose to LAX. After the match, Shane Douglas slaps Stevens, but Stevens slaps Shane Douglas back.
It's fucking awesome.
Andy Douglas then decks Franchise. Franchise, bleeding from the mouth, smirks.
This is what he wants from the newly franchised Naturals. He wants that mean streak.
He's finally gotten through to them. They finally have the killer instinct. So in the Fight for the Right Battle Royal, there's a period where Brother Ray is talking to Franchise. Brother Ray's not in the match. Runt and Devon are, but Brother Ray is at ringside. And Franchise is just whispering in his ear. And then 2 weeks later, we get an in-ring promo segment.
Which I think is good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just like the attack, you know? I just think it's they have this really kind of odd promo back and forth, and Shane Douglas is Bully Ray, you whispered in my ear, you disrespected me, and then Bully's like, I have so much respect for you, what are you doing? It's just, I disagreed with what you whispered to me sultrily during the match. And then Franchise is he puts over the Naturals and he's like, yeah, they earned everything. What have they done? And then says that the Dudleys are washed up. True. And insults ECW, which I think is where Ray has the real problem.
Yeah, because they never actually explain what it is they have a problem about. It is this aloof thing where it's you whispered in my ear and I'm mad and you're mad and we're both mad, but we're never going to tell you what we're mad about. Mm-hmm. I wonder, was it cut or something, or was there an angle cut, or was there a line?
I just think
promo?
they don't care about telling us.
It's just we need a reason for these guys to be at odds, and this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then they do the angle. Franchise slaps Bully, and then the Naturals jump him. They pull out a table. They whip Bully through a table they set up in the corner. Mike and Don are where the hell's Devon? He's not coming to help. And then we cut backstage as Devon is lying in a pile of rubble groaning.
I think the beatdown's really good. And them putting him through the table looked really cool. I don't know. I think there's a really simple way to make someone cool, which is just we're gonna have 2 young guys beat up some old guys.
It does help. A tables match between the Naturals and Team 3D is made for the next week on Impact on the Prime Time Special. Before that match, JB has 3D. He asks about the issues with the Naturals. Last week was the night the Naturals stood up and the world took notice. They committed the ultimate sin of putting Bully through a table. Now 3D will be the last thing they ever see, which I think might be true. I think 3D might be the last thing the Naturals ever see in this company. We then have a tables match, single table to a finish. If somebody is put through a table, their team loses. 3D are about to put Andy Douglas through a table, but Shane Douglas pushes him out of the way and eats a 3D through a table instead, so takes a bullet for his boys. Naturals hit a 3D on Bully, and then they slam Devon through a table with a double spinebuster for the win. They said 3D had never lost a tables match, even though Royal Rumble 2000 is arguably the most famous tables match of all time, where they lost to the Hardys. They've also been beaten by Road Dogg and X-Pac, Shane and Vince McMahon, X-Factor, Kane and Undertaker, Lance Storm and William Regal, and Batista and Ric Flair, and that is only counting straight tag team matches. They've also lost 6-man tag team tables matches. But they did lose to the Naturals.
To be fair, it's very weird to give Naturals this push before they get bounced from the company.
I wonder, because we are about to talk about a pay-per-view match that has a botched finish. And I wonder, is it just the case where they fucked the finish to that match and they're like, fuck it, we don't care.
Yeah, maybe.
So that takes us to Genesis, where the Naturals are backstage with JB and Shane Douglas. The table 3D were put through has 3D was here on it. They brag about beating 3D in their own match. They're 3D fled to Japan because the fans there still don't know any better. They still think 3D are the best tag team of all time. They then proceed to list 100 tag teams better than Team 3D, which I thought was weird, but you know what? I'm into it.
But poignant in a certain way.
The Naturals proved otherwise, and 3D aren't here tonight, so they will beat Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt in a tag team match instead. Jerry Lynn leads Lethal and Dutt out as far as the ramp. Andy Douglas hits a very nice looking running knee. Dutt hits a seated senton that looks more like he got power bombed. It's he was left too short and then just came back down on his own head. Lethal adjusts Dutt's moonsault trajectory in midair at one point, which is quite cool. Franchise tries to interfere but gets decked, but this interference allows the Naturals to beat Dot with what was meant to be their finish, which is a missile dropkick powerbomb combo. Except Andy Douglas missed the missile dropkick so bad he hit Chase Stevens in the ass, and Chase Stevens just powerbombed them and won anyway. And Don was like, "What a great finisher!"
But it's like, in theory, it is.
It would be like, because Chase was too far away, which was the problem. And if Andy actually hit it with them halfway across the ring, it would have looked awesome.
Yeah.
But Andy left it short, hit Chase in the ass, finish kind of looked like shit. And I do wonder if there's just like, we're trying this experiment with this team that they clearly don't 100% believe in. Like, they had them squashed by LAX in 2 minutes this month. If they believed in the Naturals, that wouldn't have happened. So maybe this thing that is still like on the fence, new booker has just come in, he sees this finish and he's like, just fuck off, we'll blow this off pretty quick.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, bro, they have the Natural Disaster, which is a great finish.
That's what drives me crazy. It's like an all-timer finish that somebody should steal.
Yeah.